We are standing here in front of the piece of Teodor Ajder. Can you explain a little bit about your piece?
This piece is part actually of a bigger project. It's the idea is that you cannot understand. You look at these things and you see words in some strange language. Although it looks like you can understand it, and you try to read it, and yet you cannot understand it. And the reason why you cannot understand it, in this particular case, it is because it is written in Romanian language. The piece is composed out of 3 different objects. First object is basically the book. It's a limited edition, and it is the first issue of a novel, a love novel. And here you have in an acryl painting, and it is the cover of the book. And then you have additional 16 postcards, and they represent the last chapter of the book for a Dutch gallery goer who wants to know more about what this book is about. He can just, well, hopefully that Dutch gallery goer can actually read English, maybe a little bit of Japanese, and then he can read and he can understand a little bit of that, a little bit more of what this book is about.
If you look at the whole...
If I can say another word or two, it's not as romantic as, you know, in that famous thing, coffee, tea, or me, you know, like the 60s slogan of flight attendants. The flight attendants are very sexy girls, and they were...
No, they still are.
Well, actually, they still are, but in this book I'm trying to offer another perspective. Actually, it's almost like trying to bring down to earth the...
Trying to crash the plane.
Trying to crash the plane, yeah. I'll tell you a little bit of the plot. So they met.
Finally!
Finally. There is this whole parallel line of arts and tuberculosis, and how many yeah, well, there is this whole. I hope you'll edit this interview. Every writer writes about himself, so definitely there is some of me in this book as well. A lot of me in this book as well. I think it's a good book. I think it's a good book, and this is a very important thing. It's all about a book, so it's not only the images. Although the images are very important, and that's why I did them, because I think the book worth it.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you too.